everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Guardian Games with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Nightstalker. Here are the mods and the fragments I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using the exotic Osteo. Next, I'll be using the Enigma Glaive. For my heavy, I'll be using Royal Entry, Helmet, Kinetic Siphon, Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder, Fine Mobility, Grenade Mod to make Elemental Wells. Next, I'll be using Unstoppable Glaive, Fine Mobility, Overload SMG, Reactive Pulse. For my exotic, I'll be using 6 Coyote, Double Void Damage Resistant, Funnel Wisdom, and 10 Recovery. Next, I'll be using Rocket Launcher Scavenger, Arcmine and Force to use to get powerful friends, and 10 Recovery. And lastly, I'll be using Elemental Light, Overload Grenade, Suppressing Glaive, and 10th Recovery. For this week, I decided to go for Osteo, Glaive, and then a Royal Entry Rocket. Now, just to let you know, of course, there are more points. You can get more points with different exotics, but I didn't want to do that. And basically, before the weekend, right, you can get as much points as you can to go for the top 10% to get the emblem. Now, you have to get all these medals, and you have to keep, taking out ads as fast as much as you can, especially getting the energy spree will be more efficient than getting the kinetic. There are different types of medals, which one I was trying to demonstrate, but it didn't work. So you can do an emote, right? And then you can get insult to injury medal to get a lot of points, but I did it too soon, and it's just something that I'm not really a fan of. So yeah, there will be a couple of champions, probably for this version, not so much. But there will be a couple throughout this entire Nightfall. It's very different compared to the Master and Grandmaster version. There is a lot of void shields, which is why I use Glaive, but you can also use other weapons to get more points for the highest score. Now, like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the Guardian games because, well, there were just certain weapons for you to get the points, quote unquote. And for me, it's just not my thing. Like, why? Why do I have to be forced to use Trinity Ghoul or other certain weapons just to get the highest score? Now, for this video, I will do the mini. It's not really a cheese, to be honest, since it's already in the game. But I will go to the room, right? And other room with the 2 plates, you can get infinite waves of ads. For this room, you can't. You can get a lot of ads, but it won't be infinite. Now, as I said before, you have to consistently keep clearing ads and try not to use your super too much. Yes, that's right. So using your super doesn't really give you a lot of points compared to energy spree. A weapon that you can consistently clear ads very easy. And the super and your grenade, they don't really give you that much points. And it's just something that really bothers me of what's the point of having gold weapon empowerment, ability empowerment, etc, etc. Mainly the only thing I can see is just taking down the boss very quickly with your super and then of course your ability. That's about it. But you can't really use your super a lot to get a lot of points, and that's something that I have a problem. Like, why? It just kind of baffles me. And this is just me. Everyone's entitled in their opinion. I don't like it. What is the point for me if I can't really spam my super and get a lot of points, especially for the solo high score, etc, etc. Like right now, I am just using Glaive because the season's going to be over and Unstoppable is not going to be available. So that's the only reason why I'm using Glaive. And because Osteo, since it's new for this season, might as well just mess around with this exotic. I haven't really messed around too much, so that's why I decided to just go with this loadout. So there is different types of overload champions, by the way, and there's going to be a lot of Scorns with void shields, which we have not seen in the Grandmaster. There is a modifier where Scorns have void shields for the Master Legend, and of course for this specific Nightfall or training playlist Guardian Games strike, you know. So yeah, there is a lot of void shields, and then you could just keep going and then make your way out. Now there is a mini cheese here, which I wish I could have done it on my GM, to be honest, but I totally forgot. So you can actually just move forward and then just go through the invisible wall, and you can actually teleport and not by yourself. Something that I would do on a legend, of course, I would go on top of the platform up there to take down an overload champion for the Master Grandmaster mode. But, you know, it's just, if anyone's curious, yes, you can go through here, but you must stop, by the way. You could accidentally kill yourself, and it's not going to be fun. Mainly, I am just trying to rush through basically this area. So this is the area where you're going to be farming a lot of points. And I mean a lot. Mainly, what you want to do over here is claim one plate, any of them, and then just choose the one you're most comfortable to take down as much ads as you can. Now for me, I decided to claim this plate because, well, I did try on Hunter, and it was just a big struggle because I was trying to consistently get the medals over and over, but the far back kept messing me up and messing up my streak. So I decided to go to the opposite direction and actually try it out. So when I went to the opposite plate, it was my first time messing around with the score, by the way. And I think that one for the Hunter seems more better. Over here, basically, I think for a Warlock it'll be easier compared to the other side. Even with 100 discipline on Hunter, I still was trying to get the energy, well, kinetic spree, since I am using Osteo. So over here, you can just tap the plate, throw a nade, and then consistently go on a spree of getting fire team medals, demolitionist expert, energy spree if you're using Trinity Ghoul, or a void energy weapon, which I honestly would highly recommend a void energy weapon since there are a couple of void shields. Also, Trinity Ghoul is also another alternative, is another weapon that you can get way more points than right now what I'm getting. I didn't want to use Trinity Ghoul, to be honest, or any other void energy weapons. It's just so, like, this is basically what you're going to be doing. So for, I would say, more than 10 minutes, you will have to farm kills over and over again. And by the way, using your super, you don't really get a lot of points. You can get a lot of points from just using your, I would say, energy weapon. So if I was using Trinity Ghoul right now, I will have like a really good streak and get more points. But like I said, I'm not going to be using it because, well, you know, I just don't want to use it, to be honest. I'm not really into Guardian games. And having this gold ability empowerment, max gold empowerment, there just needs to be some tweaks with the Guardian games. I do like the idea that they do have these medals, but what is the point of having our grenade, especially our super, if it doesn't give you a lot of points? Now, if I wanted to, you know, I could go for insult to injury medals and get a lot of points from that. Or if I wanted to just stick with Trinity Ghoul and get the energy spree, fire team spree combo to consistently clear ads as much as I can, then I will get more points. And if I didn't use my super a lot, right, then I will get more points. See, this is just so, for me, it's just baffling. And this is basically what you do. You know, you just go on top of pillar, take down these scribs. Maybe you can do, you know, insult to injury to get some extra points. And yeah, this is basically what you do. Seriously, what the hell, Blitz? Yeah, that's basically it. Like the score right now, I did get 400k platinum, but I can get way more score than that. Like this is a baby score. Like this is nothing, by the way. You know what? It's just not my thing. And I was into Guardian games, I'll be honest with you. I was, when it was the beginning of Guardian games, right? I was into it. You know, for 2 days I was like on it, you know, and then I was looking forward to the weekend. You know, I was doing the solo high score for Lightblade. I was getting a really good score, you know, a lot, 300, blah blah blah. 300, la la la, etc. etc. Then there was a cheese of the Medal of Guardian Angel, etc. etc. And then that's when the top percent, I was below to 40% or 30%, I don't remember, but that's when I just put the controller down. You know, I put the controller down because I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. And then the one thing that really bothers me, really grinds my gears, yes, Family Guy reference, is when I was doing Lightblade Proving Grounds, I had to keep doing the emote. Have to make sure it pops on the screen to get the medal. And yes, you can consistently throw grenades. Scripts will jump on the other platform. I think this is easier for Hunter because I tried the other plate, by the way. And it's just really annoying for the Hunter. Now, if I was on Warlock, you know, on the other plate would be easier because you can use Controverse Hold all the way. And then for me over here, I would just switch to Charmy Goal, you know, Void Energy Weapon to consistently get the streak. And of course, not trying my best not to use my super. I'm just using my super, you know, because it's just so boring. Just keep using the same weapon over and over and over again. It's just not my style, by the way. But anyway, the one thing that really grinds my gears, as I said, is insult injury medals. When I was doing the Proving Grounds, and of course that script commits suicide, I don't blame that script, to be honest. That's pretty much how I felt when I was playing Guardian games, and when I saw the cheeses, that's basically what I wanted to do. I don't blame that script. You know, commit suicide from the far right side. So when you're trying to do the injure to insult medal, you have to push the D-pad emote on your controller. Do you know how annoying that is? That is so annoying to do on a controller. Now, of course, on PC you can make a shortcut keyboard, etc., and it's no problem. But for a controller, you actually have to let go of your thumb analog stick on the PS5, and then you have to put the pad up, down, left, right, etc., and it's extremely annoying. Alright. Also on PS4, yes, I did test it on PS4, same thing. You have to let go, or maybe have your, you know, one of your fingers to hold the D-pad. You know, it's really, you have to let go of your thumbstick, okay? You have to let go of your analog stick. And then for the Xbox controller, yes, I actually tested it out on my Xbox controller. Same thing, except the D-pad is on the top left analog stick, and then there's one at the bottom right, and then there's a D-pad at the bottom left. I still have to let go of my, you know, the analog stick from my hand just to put the emote and then put insult to, you know, the insult medal, just to get more points. And this was very annoying to do, especially on Proving Grounds, and then for Lightblade. I had to do that for champions, gold bars, Lucent Hive, and it's just not my thing. I don't think it's fun. I think it's ridiculous. Like right now what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get a decent amount of points. And this is basically what I'm going to be doing in this entire more than 10 minutes. So what you do over here, as you see, is the same thing. You just, of course, you know, you can throw your nade, or if you don't want to, you want to get more points, you know, then you just keep using your kinetic weapon. Of course, the weapon I'm using isn't the best. You know, trying to ghoul or any energy void weapons is the best to deal with these specific waves. Infinite adds with the voice shield scripts, etc, etc. But that's basically what you have to do to get higher points. And like I said, the points that you see right now isn't the best. This is like the baby version. You can get more points if you use certain certain weapons, exotics, etc, etc, to get higher points. But I'm not really gonna do that because I'm fed up. I did try Trinity Goal, you know, on Proving Grounds, etc, etc. I just thought it was ridiculous. For me, I was like, really? I want to use different weapons? And why can't I use my super to get more points? I mean, that is the point of having the gold ability empowerment, max gold empowerment, right? You want to keep using your super. You're supposed to get more points for that, for the Guardian games. And that's just something that throws me out. And that's why I just completely stopped. Like after 2 days of playing Guardian games, I stopped. Because when I found out that there was a cheese and of course, but Blitz, they took it away. They took it away, Blitz. Yeah, I know that. But then there's these certain emblems like insult to injury medals where you have to spam your emote, let go of your hand to, you know, hit the D-pad on your controller. It's very annoying to do and it's just not fun. So yeah, as you can see here, add spawn from the far back way and then from the far right. You just have to be careful from the far right side near the stairs, and then you can consistently clear down the ads very easy. So yeah, this is basically what you do. Not even joking. This is how you get a lot of points. And like I said, the loadout I'm using isn't the best to get the higher points. Alright, this isn't the best. Alright, so I'm gonna do a time skip for this because it's just basically me for more than 10 minutes of going back and forth, clearing the infinite ads. And I don't know about you, but it doesn't really seem enjoyable. It just seems like a chore. And that's my opinion, by the way. I know everyone's different. I'm just not really into Guardian games. Maybe I would be into it if they didn't put these odd medals, like insult, you know, put an emote before doing a finisher on champions or gold bars. And then having the super to be more points when you use it. And also having your grenade to have more points as well, since they're having the ability empowerment and the super empowerment. Maybe I would change my mind. But other than that, I'm just not really into Guardian games. Alright, I'm gonna do a time skip. So once I spend, I guess, 5 minutes of my life, you know, just farming points, even though the points I have right now isn't the best. You know, I could have just abused Osteo and then not use my super and then switch to Glaive to clear down the void shields to get more points, but I didn't do that. Well, I'm going to be claiming the plate. I'm done farming with these ads. Mainly, I just want to go for 400k and then just be on my way. So now, once you claim the plate, then you can deal with the next room, which is the Unstoppable Champion. And a couple of wretches, etc, etc. So I am using Glaive, so I was gonna try to do the insult to injury medal, etc. And my super was too powerful, so I couldn't do that. Which is okay, it's no big deal, right? Now over here, I decided to just spam invisibility. You know, I'm just gonna go and then just focus on dealing with the Overload Champion. Like these ads, I don't really need to clear them down. I just want to get to the boss fight as quick as possible. So now I'm going to be throwing my nade, run rocket, do Osteo, hit fire. And then I got 2 medals. Now, like I said, I could get 3 medals if I did the emote, but I just didn't want to do it. Really despise that medal. Especially trying to do that medal on Proving Grounds. Yeah, wasn't fun, and it was just... I almost put the controller down and said, yeah, I'm just gonna do something else. That's basically how I felt last week. Alright, so now there will be 1 Overload Champion, and then a Corrupted Raider. So remember on my Grandmaster, I said there were 4 types of Overload Champions? I made a mistake. There's actually 5. Yes! Can you believe it? There's actually 5 different types of Overload Champions on the Master and the Grandmaster version. I actually miscounted. And I'll tell you more about it later, but... So we're going to be at the bridge. I'm going to go aggressive for this one. I'm going to spam rockets and then use my super. I want to consistently clear down the ads as much as I can so I can keep the empowerment. Basically. So you can see how gold empowerment times 3, then times 5. You know, just keep consistently throwing your nades, use your super, even though super doesn't give you that much points, but just use it anyway. Honestly, just use it. And then I took down the mini boss. And then there's going to be 1 unstoppable champion for this version. Usually there's 2 on the Master and Grandmaster, but for this one, only 1. So once you clear out all the ads, just make sure you take down the Raider because he can 2-shot you or 1-shot you. He's very buggy. Well, the sniper is very buggy, so even on this version they can 1-shot you, which is pretty hilarious. Oh yeah, did I mention about bugs? Yeah, I was trying to do the insult to injury. Yeah, there we go. Insult to injury. Yeah, just to get extra points even though the points don't really matter since it's 0. I only did that on purpose just to show you how ridiculous it is to put an emote before using your finisher. So now this is the fun part. Now we actually can deal with different types of Overload Champions. This one is actually the Void Seeker Overload Champion. So just be very careful here, and I was just trying to clear down this Overload Champion. And then once I do, I'm going to take down this boss. So make sure you take him down. I'm just dodging my life. He likes to stomp, but he can stomp you when you turn invisible. So you have to be aware of that. For me, I just want to take him down as quickly as possible. And it's going to be 7 waves of ads, which I completely ignored. I didn't really care about them, to be honest. I just want to take down the boss so I can go to the next section. And this is why I said glaive is amazing. I popped the glaive bubble, and then I just did DPS with the boss spec to the boss. I was trying to see if I can get some ammo for glaive, since I do need glaive for the next section, and I did, which I was very happy. So now I'm gonna go over here and then deal with the, well, it's not really Overload Champion. Usually it's the Arc Overload Champion on Master and Grandmaster version. It's just a mini boss. So I am using Suppressing Glaive. I don't know if I forgot to mention this. So I am blinding the mini boss with glaive just to make it a little easier. Now I am shooting a couple of ads here. I am taking my time. You know, I mainly just want to get 400k. You know, I didn't really worry too much about points a lot. So once that's done, I pick up some glaive ammo and then make my way. So now this room is going to be RNG if the Unstoppable Champion is going to be left or right. Now I got unlucky here. So the Unstoppable Champion was far right side. So I had to go and try my best to take down this Unstoppable Champion. And of course the boss, you know, bodyguard this Unstoppable Champion, which was very sad. You can see here I could have took down the Unstoppable Champion, but I did DPS at the boss instead. It's no big deal, by the way. And now I am just abusing the power of glaive, since I can suppress enemies. I can just take advantage of the glaive bubble. Now there is a Scorn ogre, make sure you take him down. He's a little dangerous. So yeah, I'm just spamming rockets, grenade, and if I have a lot of glaive, then I use glaive. So right now I'm just popping the glaive bubble, just trying to take down, do as much DPS at the boss. So now I'm gonna go over here and then deal with the Sniper Overload Champion. By the way, this Overload Champion can actually sometimes one-shot you, even with double void resistance. It's sometimes, by the way. It's very buggy, by the way. Extremely buggy, so you have to be very cautious with this Overload Champion. So I'm gonna throw my nade, and I forgot to reload. My bad. Make sure you do an emote. Well, you don't have to. What am I talking about? And now we're going to be dealing with the next Overload Champion. So remember when I said there were 5 types? I said there were 4 in the Grandmaster. And then I said right now I made a mistake. There's actually 5 different types of Overload Champions. Allow me to introduce you the Lava Overload Champion. So there is this new Overload Champion. And this champion actually shoots lava. Yes, not even joking. This Overload Champion here actually shoots lava. I didn't really show it in this video because I took him down very, very quickly. That Overload Champion is very different. I think it's a new one. I don't think I've seen a Overload Champion that shoots lava. We have seen the solar one. Remember the solar Overload Champion? That goes aggressive and it can 2-on-1 shot you with the solar, right? From the beginning. But now in the last boss phase, they actually put a lava Overload Champion that shoots lava very slow, deadly if direct hit on GMs. As I said, there are 5 types of Overload Champions on Master and Grandmaster. Isn't that cute? So cute, right? Alright, so joke aside, what you want to do over here is just take down the boss. You can spam your rockets, by the way. Here, I decided to use glaive. You know, if you do have rockets, just spam it. I just decided to use glaive just to mess around with the boss. So finally, I take him down. All these ads will despawn. And I was trying to melee, of course. And we got platinum. So there you go, guys. 400k. Not the best score, but good enough for me, to be honest, for the pinnacle gear. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.